The Bicycle Ride. It is the year 1975 when Charlotte von Sledvin, a 19-year-old student of a Swedish royal family, travels to India to get a portrait made by a gifted artist. The artist was born into a poor Indian family of the lowest caste, also known as the Untouchables. Despite the incredibly difficult circumstances, the artist named Pradyumna Kumar Mahanandia had gained an outstanding reputation for being a gifted painter. His reputation led Charlotte von Sledvin to travel all the way to India to get her portrait done. By the time the portrait was finished, the two had fallen in love. Pradyumna was fascinated with Charlotte's beauty. Never before had he seen a more beautiful woman from the Western world. He gave his best to capture all her beauty in the portrait, yet never fully succeeded. Nonetheless, the portrait was magnificent, and Charlotte fell for his simplicity and his beautiful character. Because of him, she spontaneously decided to stay longer in India. Out of a couple of days became weeks, and then even months. The two had fallen so deeply in love that they decided to get married according to traditional Indian rituals. Unfortunately, the time came when Charlotte had to leave again in order to complete her studies in London. Thousands of miles separated the two, but their feelings for each other never changed. They stayed in contact through letters, which they exchanged almost weekly with each other. Naturally, the newlyweds terribly struggled with the great distance between each other. Charlotte offered her husband to buy him air tickets, which he refused. He had not only decided to complete his studies first, but he had also set his mind on reuniting with the love of his life on his own terms. He even made her the promise that he would do anything he can to see her again. After Pradyumna had finished his studies, he took all his possessions and sold them. Unfortunately, the money he earned didn't even come close to a flight ticket. All he could afford was a cheap and used bicycle. Many would have been greatly disappointed. Some would have even given up. But not Pradyumna. Instead of allowing the difficult circumstances to stop him from seeing his beloved wife again, he met the decision to use what he had in order to see her again. Nothing could stop him from reuniting with his wife, even if that meant an exhausting bicycle ride half around the world. His decision was the beginning of a bicycle journey from India to the Western world. Pradyumna took all his paintings and brushes along with him in order to financially support his endeavor. His voyage led him through 8 countries and took more than 4 months. But eventually, he arrived at Charlotte's hometown in Sweden and finally saw her again. From then on, the two did never leave each other's side for too long. A weightlifter's promise. When Suzanne saw Matthias Steiner, an Austrian weightlifter, during a contest on TV, she immediately became interested in him. She was so determined to meet the athlete that she kept asking the TV commentators for his contact details for so long until they finally gave in. Once she had his email address, she contacted him and they both agreed to meet each other. It was love at first sight, and the two married not long after meeting for the first time. The young weightlifter moved for his wife to Germany and applied for the German citizenship. He was so in love with her that he also promised her that he would one day bring her an Olympic medal. Matthias Steiner was determined to live up to his promise, but things came differently. In 2007, his beautiful wife Suzanne died in a car accident. It was an unimaginable tragedy for the young man, but he remembered what he had promised his wife. It was the promise that kept him going through this difficult time. He became so determined that he was finally selected to become part of the German Olympic team at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. During the contest, Matthias Steiner was faced with incredibly challenging competitors. He had 3 weightlifting attempts but failed in 2. Seeing his chances of ever reaching the podium diminishing, he put everything he had left into the 3rd and final attempt. And as luck would have it, he managed to lift the incredibly heavy weight, which won him the Olympic gold medal. The scene when he was awarded the medal was broadcasted to millions of viewers all around the world, and Steiner simply couldn't help himself, but broke out into tears while holding a picture of his wife into the cameras. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a girl named Maya and a boy named Rahul. Maya was known for her kindness and gentle nature, while Rahul was admired for his adventurous spirit and charming smile. They had been friends since childhood, sharing secrets, dreams, and countless adventures together. As they grew older, their friendship blossomed into something more. Rahul realized he had fallen in love with Maya, but he was afraid to tell her, fearing it might ruin their friendship. Maya, on the other hand, was also in love with Rahul, but kept her feelings hidden, unsure of how he felt. One day, on a warm summer evening, as they sat by the riverbank watching the sunset, Rahul gathered his courage and confessed his love for Maya. To his surprise and delight, Maya smiled and confessed her love for him too. They embraced, their hearts filled with joy and love, knowing that they were meant to be together. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, and they faced life's challenges together, hand in hand. They laughed together, cried together, and shared their dreams of a future filled with love and happiness. Maya and Rahul's love story became the talk of the town, inspiring others to believe in the power of true love. And so, Maya and Rahul lived happily ever after, their love shining bright like a beacon of hope for all who believed in the magic of love.